Hello, welcome back. This is Maurice Dimba, and we're moving straight to how we can create a staircase on this particular simple building. So the staircase will be created on this side where I foresee that we might add two columns and a slab on top here, so that to provide just a covering for staircase that will be covering the access to this far end floor. So let's go ahead and start creating this floor, the staircase. First of all, let me just hide this. We'll just delete it because I'll bring it back once again once I'm done with creating the staircase. Let me just first of all just go ahead and click hide that. So to create staircase, you always come to formwork. Let me just minimize that. You come to formwork, click on that formwork, and you come to stair, and we have three options of creating staircase. We have concrete stair, and we have embedded steel stair, and we have spiral concrete stair. Let's use the concrete stair because we are handling a concrete building. So I've selected that particular stair. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to define 2 points. The first point I'll click, the second point I'll just mouse over and enter on my keyboard. So I'll just click on this particular point and just mouse over on this particular point. I will not click and enter on my keyboard. This will provide a field that I'll be able to just feed in a dx and just to define the direction of my staircase. So 2340, then I'll enter on my keyboard right there. So I'll zoom out and right click because that hand symbol means the macro is still active, just waiting you to confirm and give it a go ahead. So we have a default staircase setting here, and I don't want this. This does not fit well with my dimensions. So I'm just going to double click on this particular staircase and bring in my preset dimensions. I'll load this, click load and apply and give it an OK. So this one is a preset settings that I have defined before. But if you take a look on it, the flight is flying all the way to the first floor. There's no landing. There's no first and second landing to the first floor. So we want to modify this. Let me just double click on it, and the top end floor is 3.2. So I want to create the first landing, and I'll define this by dividing the 3.2 by 2. So I'll enter that. So I'll just feed it like that and click OK. So you can see that it has gone all the way to half of 3.2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this stair. I'm going to move it to this location. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to select on the staircase, right click and come to move and pick it from this location here. Let me just snap on that spot and move all the way to this particular spot. Let me just snap it right there. So there we are. And first of all, prior to making any modification, let me first of all check whether I have settings matching what I need. So let me just first of all double click on it and see the landing. The thickness of the slab is 150, the first landing is 1.2 meters, and the depth, the width of this particular staircase is 1.25. So let me just close that. So if you take a look here, the far end, we've touched this beam, is suspending it, but you can see this far end, the beam is far away from the beam that will be able to suspend it. So first of all, what you're going to do, we want to check the distance between the edge of this particular landing by, first of all, confirm the measurement from here and to here to actually the edge of this particular column. That is 720. So I'll create or move this staircase in that direction or in the X direction by 720 millimeter. So I'll come to special move and click and pick on linear. Then I'll change all the coordinates or all the XYZ coordinates to 0. So it's to 0 except the X. So I'll feed in here 720 moving in the positive direction. So it has moved to 720. So it has moved that side, and this side, the landing or the staircase is suspended, but we need this stair to rest on a particular beam. So I'll select that beam, right click, and the measurements are the same. I'll come, and if you're not sure of that, just always confirm the measurement. I'll right click and come to distance, then pick at the edge here just to confirm the distance between the edge of this landing and the edge of the edge of that beam. That is 720. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select that beam, right click and come to spatial copy, and I want to move it in the positive direction of X. So I just go ahead and click copy. So I have that beam attached to this far end of the staircase. So I want another beam here to suspend this first landing, and right click and come to special copy, and I'll give it a copy command moving up on the z axis, on the z direction. So I just feed in here 600 because it's half of the floor. Remember our floor is 3.2, so I'll just go ahead and click copy. So there it is, and you can see that. So then the next thing I'm going to do, I want to create another flight. So the setting of the staircase will remain the same. So I'm going just to select on this staircase, right click and come to copy. I'll pick it from this point here. I'll snap on that spot and take it somewhere here. I'm doing this because I want just to use this to me. I want to mirror this so that I'll be able to copy the mirrored stair to this particular edge. So let me just select on the copied flight, right click and come to special copy, and let me first of all use move special. I'll pick on mirror because I don't want to retain the copy of this particular stair. So let me first of all define my mirror line. I'll define my mirror line from that spot, then I'll come to options and click mirror, or I'll go ahead and click close. So once I've done so, I select this mirrored copy, and pick move. So I'll pick it from the edge here and move and join it with this far end edge here. So we have our staircase in place. You can see that, and the first landing is flashing nicely with the top slab. So if I deactivate that and I want to copy these stairs up, so I'll select this stair and select this stair and right click and come to special copy here, and I want to move it up by 3.2. Right click and change everything to 0, and only the axis will be having the 3.2 or 3200 millimeter. So I'll copy the staircase up. So I'll close that. So you'll be able to see I have my staircase already up here. So the person accessing the far end floor will be able to move all the way and get in, but there will be no covering on top here. So we'll be forced to add another, we'll add another column and floor. So let me just mouse over there and mouse over here to add another column right there. And the same will apply to beams. We'll add the beams here. Let me just select the beam here. Let me select the beam, select that beam, and select that beam. Right click and give it a copy command upward by 3.2, and I'll click close. Same will apply to the beam. Let me just turn that. Same will apply to the slab. Let me just turn that up accurately, and we don't need this. We don't need this beam because we have one up already. So I'll just right click and come to special copy, and this will be moved up by 3.2. So we'll have that slab upward. So you can see, so the person walking all the way will have a canopy or a covering to that building. So this is how it works. So the next thing we want to create a void that will be able to create a hole or a void or an opening on the staircase side. So what do we do? Well, first of all, check the size of the opening. So to check that, I want to right click and come to measure distance, and I want to measure my distance from this far end and all the way to somewhere at the edge here, and you can see that is 50, 30, and from that end to this far end here, this is 2500. So I'm going to define my void dimensions with the same dimensions. So I'm going to press shift and select slab opening there and feed the same measurements here. So I'm going just to click enter on my keyboard and select there. So let me just come back again. Let me click on empty screen and come back here and select on that. Then I'm going to pick any point. I'll select on that point. So once that has been created, it's a default setting. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to activate that, and right click and come to move and pick it from this location here and take it all the way to the edge, somewhere at the edge there. So it is not accurate, and that will not be okay. Let me just undo that and start it afresh. I'll select on that, select on this on the slab, then let me just snap on that spot. So I'm going to move this to match this location. So what I'm going to do is just right click and come to right click and come to move, and I want to snap here and bring it somewhere there. So I have the opening created here. So if I click on on empty screen and deactivate the cutting, I'll be able to copy this beneath. So if I double click on that once again, let me just come here and activate the cutting, double click on it once again, and we have the cutting as it is, and we can just leave it as it is and close that. So we want to copy this downward, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click and come to special copy linear, and I want to copy it beneath this level because up here we don't need any cutting or any void. So I'm going to change that and take it down negative 3.2. So I'm going to click on that. So that void will be created at the bottom end here. So you can see that has been created. So here again, I'm going to copy this slab, right click and come to copy, and I want to copy it from that. I'll snap on that spot and snap on this spot here. Or I'll just right click and show all. So if I show all, I'll be able to deactivate that, and I'll have my slab, and I'll have my structure with the staircase in place. So this is how you can create void, and this is how you can create slab in concrete or an RCC slab in an RCC building. So thanks a lot, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and let's meet on the next presentation where we'll be improving further and further with this building. Don't forget to subscribe once again, and bye bye. Let's meet then.